2, 1.
Good morning, everybody, or at least this morning where we are in Jersey City, New Jersey at Liberty Science Center. It is Wednesday morning, 11 a.m., which means, or just about 11 a.m., which means it is time for our weekly animal update. As always, I am Fred. I'm the Director of Guest Programs here at Liberty Science Center. Joining me behind the camera, our cameraman, question asker, super gets excited about animals extraordinaire, Depeche Dingra is behind the camera.
Hey, everybody.
And of course, our good feathered friend Mickey, our green-winged macaw, who joins us at the start of pretty much all of our animal updates at this point. We've been doing these for quite a while now. Are we starting to get people joining us?
Yes, we are. We have about 30, 40 people watching so far.
40 people already. Thank you all so much for joining us. Of course, as always, as we go along, if you have any questions, please send them in. Depeche is behind the camera. He'll be able to yell out those questions. Hopefully we'll be able to answer a bunch of them today as we visit some of our animals. We have over 100 species of animals here at Liberty Science Center. Today we're going to be checking in on 4 of them, including Mickey, who's enjoying, looks like some blueberries right now. I think he's getting more of it on his face than anything. Of course, we always like to hear where everybody's from. If everyone...
South Brunswick just joined.
Everybody tell us where you're from.
South Brunswick just joined.
South Brunswick.
And people are still chatting in, getting a lot of hellos. Jessica says hi.
Hello.
Karen
hello.
says hi from Hillsborough.
And as people check in, I know we probably have a lot of
Bloomfield.
who join us every week for our animal update. So as you know, last week we finished our animal update. We visited our fish last week, and we ended it with me saying I was going to attempt to cut my own hair over the weekend, which I did. So please, everybody at home, let us know.
Let's zoom in for a little bit.
Give us the
There we go.
in.
There we go.
Give us the up, down, or like give us the how good of a job you think I did standing in front of my mirror with a pair of scissors.
We're not talking about animals anymore. We're just talking about Fred.
The slow spin here. Let us know as far as home cooking.
All right, back to the animals.
Haircuts go. how I did. So.
All right.
I'm a man of my word. I said I would do it. I wouldn't want to let the audience down.
We're seeing.
This. I don't know if it looks any better, but it's way more comfortable. So we'll and here we are, 3 minutes in, and we've already veered off course.
There might be a lag, or people just don't care.
Either or. If you wanted the opportunity to comment on my haircutting skills, here is potentially your one and only chance. For anyone who is new for us, who's wondering what the heck is going on, so
you got one thumbs up.
We travel around one of our galleries here at Liberty Science Center, check in on some of our animals, see how they're doing while the building is closed. Mickey is our green-winged macaw. He joins us at the beginning of every animal update. He was born in 1981. He was 39 years old, but they can live to be 60, so he's got a long, long life ahead of him. He is full-grown green-winged macaw.
Yeah, someone said your haircut is okay.
Actually, I'll take okay. Okay is okay. I will take okay.
That's funny.
I was just really trying to avoid dreadful, so anything.
Now you got two thumbs up, and
I got some thumbs up. All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have a very kind viewing audience.
Yeah, so far I think they haven't got their coffee in yet.
Please just make sure you're judging on home done self haircuts, not professional jobs. My first attempt at it. Don't laugh at me too, Mickey.
I don't know how real this is, but someone says they're from Switzerland.
Switzerland? Hello,
I don't know.
Switzerland?
I don't know how real that was.
Switzerland?
I don't know. That's fine. I don't know.
They're known for their watches, right? Swiss
Yeah,
watches.
Swiss watches.
What time is it?
Swiss chocolate.
We'd love to know. So, Mickey's our green-winged macaw. He's full-grown. He's about 3 feet tall. He may at some point even spread those wings out. His wingspan's about 3.5 feet.
Wow.
And they are the second largest macaw in the world, second only to the hyacinth macaw.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. So, and you can see he's eating some berries. That is a common food for them. They love to eat fruits, nuts, seeds, things like that. He's got that super powerful beak. A little bit with those wings there.
All right. Is that a sign that get away from me?
So Mickey likes to make sure that everyone knows he's the toughest dude in the room. So that is him making sure Depeche knows that he thinks he can take you, Depeche. I gotta be honest, I would bet on Mickey.
Yeah.
So he's showing off just how powerful that beak is. That is wood he's just easily chomping through some of that. He gets those enrichment items from our wonderful animal husbandry staff here, and that helps him to stay stimulated, because just like everyone at home, he doesn't want to, I'm sure at home everyone's sick of watching the same Netflix movies or playing the same video games. So for Mickey, he needs to make sure he has new enrichment items each day.
Whoa.
In order to keep
Whoa,
him
okay.
very intelligent. Showing off those parkour skills.
Cirque du Mickey in the house.
Parkour.
All right.
And he's got that super powerful beak. It bites down at about 2,000 psi. That's 2,000 pounds per square inch. Easily can obliterate any kind of large nuts and seeds and things like that. He can even bite a broomstick in half. We're not gonna do that today, but he would potentially have the ability to do that.
You might have to talk a little louder, bro.
I have to talk louder? We're sorry, everybody. I know each week everyone always says, I wish you guys could talk a little louder. I promise you I'm talking really loud, but Depeche and I, of course, are trying to socially distance. So that's why I'm not right up with the camera. I'm always kind of off to the side, or at least 6+ feet away. So if you can't hear me, that is why. We do apologize. We are trying to keep things safe. But I will try and yell a little bit louder. It's also a little echoey in here, because we're missing all of you. You're all not here. So it's a little bit of an echo. Are we getting any questions?
Not yet. Everyone's just saying hi and saying cool parrot.
Cool parrot. He is a cool parrot.
Oh, can he bite through bone?
Can he bite through bone? I guess it depends on...
What bone?
What bone, yeah. Whose bone, what bone.
That's a good point.
I'm sure if it was a small enough one, he could. He's not, I mean, they're not, of course, predators, so they're not looking to actively go out and do that. He will defend himself, but we're also not going to test that. So I don't know if that was a precursor question to testing that, but we're gonna give Mickey his space.
Wow, that's a mess.
He's making a mess. He's only been out here a few minutes. He's already made a mess. Parrots, certainly messy eaters.
Why are parrots so colorful?
That's a great question. So he comes from northern and central South America. He lives in tropical rainforests. And you would think bright colors like that would really stand out. But in the tropical rainforest where he's from, or would be from, those bright colors actually help him camouflage somewhat. If you think about some of the bright colors and bright greens and bright fruits and things that would be in the canopy trees of the tropical rainforest, he would blend right in. So that those bright colors are actually a type of camouflage for him. Another common question we get every week is that, can we get him to talk?
Yep.
So
someone actually asked that.
There we go. We've done enough of these. We know some of the questions that are going to come. He can. He mimics a few words. Earlier, before we started, he was saying hello to everybody. He could also say his own name. He doesn't say a lot of words. So this type of parrot doesn't mimic human language like some of the ones you might see, like an African gray parrot that can say a lot of words. It's not really what this type of parrot does. He can say a few. He doesn't necessarily say them right on command. But he is very intelligent. Very, very intelligent.
All right. So we're at 11:05.
11:05? All right. So hopefully we've got just about everyone join us. So we're going to actually have Mickey go away. We're going to say bye to Mickey. And as soon as we do this, I bet you're going to hear him start making his call.
Oh, no.
And his call, you're going to notice, is very loud. So you might have to but you won't have trouble hearing him.
Okay. That was loud.
We have one of our wonderful animal keepers, Heidi, come in.
Heidi.
Heidi is one of Mickey's favorite people.
Wow.
What a good boy.
He's talking.
You say hello? Hi. Now, what's that for me today?
All right. Yeah.
So there's Mickey putting on his show, showing off. So he kept talking. You probably heard him say hello, good boy. He does this maniacal laugh. So he is able to do some words, but he doesn't really necessarily do them on command. But you might be able to hear how loud he is. He can make that loud sound at up to 100 decibels, which is about the equivalent of a snowmobile or a motorcycle. And that helps him to really project his voice through the dense tropical rainforest where he'd be native from. So I'm going to pull over our stand for
Oh,
animal.
I remember this.
All right, and anybody who joins us for our animal updates knows what's coming when we pull out our crazy, crazy Dr. Seuss style pegboard here.
Yep.
It must mean a snake is coming.
Or Fred's going to do some stunts.
Or I'm going to impress everybody with my rock climbing skills. We'll take a vote. Would everyone like me to impress them with their rock climbing skills, or would they rather see a snake?
I vote snake.
Alright, I think we know the answer to that, so I think it's going to be
Whoa!
snake. So we have
Whoa!
one of our snakes coming
Whoa!
out. And we use this crazy
Wow!
stand to show off the climbing skills of some of our
That
snakes.
is awesome.
And this is a jungle carpet python. So jungle carpet pythons come from the really northeastern corner of Australia. They have very close relatives or some species from that also can be found in New Guinea, New Zealand, areas like that. And they like to hang out in forests.
Wow.
Now, you can see that he's a pretty large snake, right?
Yeah.
So let's ask everybody at home, because I think sometimes people are surprised when snakes are able to wrap themselves up. They might not look nearly as big as they actually are. Everybody at home, take some guesses. How long do you think our jungle carpet python is?
Okay, so I'm going around just to give them.
Round and around here.
Here's the head.
He's showing off those climbing skills. So everybody, we'll give you a moment or so. Send in your guesses how long you think our jungle carpet python is. And you can see he is no problem at all navigating those pegs. He is
15.
15 feet. We got a 15
6.
foot guess. 6 foot.
7 to 8.
7 to 8.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. However, it's awesome. All right, so he is about
5 yards. Do the math.
5 yards.
Yeah.
I was told there would be no math. So that I think that's a different live stream.
20 feet.
20 feet. So he's not quite 20 feet or 15 feet. He is about 7 feet long.
7 feet.
He's
Ding,
about-
ding,
he's
ding.
about
7
feet
feet.
long, give or take an inch. Who's counting? I
7
guess we
feet.
are. So about 7 feet long. For this species of snake, for this kind of snake, they get up to be about 8 feet long. So they can even get a little bit bigger than this.
Oh, okay. Gonna step away a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yep. So he's just getting his bearings. He's come out of his normal enclosure. He's onto his stand here. You can see his tongue flicking. So snakes use their tongues to kind of taste the air around them, get an idea of who's around, what's been around. It's one of their main ways of sensing.
Has he ever bit you?
Has he ever bit me? No, no, he has not bit me. And we're going to keep that streak going.
He seems pretty calm, right?
Yeah, right. So you can really tell how a snake might be feeling by checking out their body motion, their body behavior. So right now he's chilling. He's slowly checking things out. He's checking out this new environment. The way he's tongue flicking is these kind of long, slower tongue flicks. That means he's curious. He's investigating. He is not really necessarily in hunt mode. He is not being aggressive at all. And And he's really showing off those climbing skills. So he's arboreal, is one of our vocab words for the day.
Arboreal.
Arboreal. And that means he likes to climb. He likes to live up in the trees. So this kind of snake spends almost their entire lives up in trees. So he is very, very comfortable. He has no problem navigating through our crazy pegboard here.
They're like, touch it. I am like, no.
Touch it now. Well, you can see that he can be touched. Heidi carried him out here, so he can be touched. We're trying not to, for me and Depeche, we're trying to make sure we keep our hands clean too, because we'll be, or at least I will be touching some different animals here in a moment, so we don't want to cross-contaminate.
So you know what's coming next. There is name and age.
Name and age, our most popular questions, but I'm on to all of you folks at home, so I make sure I know the answers to these questions. So he's an Australian snake, and he has a very Australian name. His name is Irwin.
Irwin!
Irwin. And his age is actually interesting. So in the wild, these snakes live to be about 15 years old. But Irwin, because he gets such excellent care here at the Science Center, he's over 20 years old.
20 years old.
He's about 24 years old.
Wow.
So, and that's all because of the excellent care he gets here from our animal husbandry staff at the Science Center. And his name is Irwin. And he's a jungle carpet python. So we know jungle because he comes from the jungle. But why carpet? So you would think, well, with a name like carpet, it must mean he spends all his time on the floor. But we already know he spends most of his time up in the trees. And the reason why they're called carpet pythons is he has got that really beautiful,
check that out,
pattern on his back that almost mimics what you might see on like a very expensive carpet or rug. So that is why they're called carpet pythons.
That's amazing.
And this is not a venomous snake. So I know
yep, that was the next question.
So he is not venomous, so no pythons are venomous. He's a squeeze snake. He's a constrictor snake. So the way he catches and subdues his prey is by biting onto them. He's got a mouthful of even though he's not venomous, a mouthful of very, very sharp teeth that he grabs on, and then he wraps his body around and squeezes, and that's how he's able to subdue his prey.
Wow. So we're getting, what is the tongue's function? Is it to smell or is it to taste?
Well, so taste and smell are actually really closely related senses. That's why everybody at home, if you ever have a really bad cold and your nose is really stuffed up, you might notice that you're not even able to taste food as well. So they're very closely related. The way it works is he's sticking his tongue out and he's kind of collecting scent particles. He's pulling them into his mouth, and he has an organ on the top of his mouth that's then interpreting those. So you could say he's tasting it, you could say he's smelling it, or I think you could capture it all and just say he's sensing it. Carpet pythons actually have an additional way of sensing that we definitely don't have. They have special scales around their mouths that are able to detect body heat. So he's able to detect body heat because a lot of the prey he likes to eat are warm-blooded animals like small mammals. That would definitely be a favorite prey item of his. And of course, that's like predator-style stuff. That is not a sense we have.
It's funny, they can't hear you, but they can hear Mickey in the back.
How is that possible? He's behind black. I definitely can't talk at 100. Depeche is here.
That's funny.
I'm probably blowing out Depeche's ears.
You are.
I promise you all I'm talking really loud. I think we're just in a very large, echoey room.
Yeah.
And we are trying to stay a little bit distant here.
They're asking, what do they eat, and how often do we feed Irwin?
Sure. So they like to eat, of course, warm-blooded mammals are one of their favorites. So certainly rodents, things like that. In the wild, they'll also eat. I'm sure he wouldn't hesitate to take a bird, small lizards, things like that. Here at the Science Center, because he's a cold-blooded animal, so they don't need to eat every day like we do, or even multiple times a day like we do, a lot of our snakes here only eat once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks?
Once every 2 weeks. weeks, that's really all they need because they're
Yeah.
a full-blooded animal, and you can see that he certainly hasn't hindered his growth at all.
No.
He's a 7-foot-long snake.
And he looks healthy.
He is plenty thick too.
Yeah.
But they just don't need to eat nearly as often as we do. It's definitely one of the benefits
Nope.
of being cold-blooded. Of course, the fallback of being cold-blooded is you can only be active depending on the temperature around you. Unlike us, who can be active all times of the year, all times of the day. That's the benefit of being warm-blooded.
All right. So I think we're good. We're not getting that many other questions about him.
No, okay. So I think Heidi's lurking somewhere. Oh yeah, here comes Heidi right on cue.
All
So
right.
We're gonna put Erwin away.
Oh, this is the part you guys want to see getting it carried away.
You can
Oh,
see
it's-
somebody. Erwin can be told. You can see he's not aggressive.
How many bones do snakes have?
Oh, well, it certainly depends on the species of snake, but
There's
certainly
Heidi holding the
hundreds and
snake.
Hundreds, right? So it's got just a really long body of vertebrae.
And then he goes.
And ribs. You know what? And maybe next week we actually have a snake skeleton. I don't have it on me, but we have a snake skeleton here at the Science Center. Maybe next week we'll bring out our snake skeleton,
Oh, that would be cool.
and you'll be able to see just how many bones they have. All right, so we're gonna push this away. I'm gonna go on the other side of the counter. Maybe everyone will be able to hear me a little bit better for this one because the camera will be actually facing me. And we're gonna take out
What do we got
another
next?
reptile from Australia.
Another reptile from Australia.
Another Australian reptile. And we have a bearded
Whoa!
dragon.
I did not expect that one.
We've got our bearded dragon, and I know
Whoa,
everybody wants to know
hey.
his name. His name, even though he's not showing it off right now, his name is Turbo.
Turbo!
This is Turbo, the bearded dragon. And they come from eastern Australia. They're pretty adaptable. They live in a variety of habitats, especially dry habitats like scrubland, dry forest, deserts, things like that.
man.
They get to, a typical age, especially in the wild for a bearded dragon, might be like 6 years old. Turbo's a little bit on the other side of that. He's 7 years old, or about 7. So he is a full-grown bearded dragon. They get to be about 1.5 to 2 feet long. So he's a full-grown bearded dragon. And you can see he gets that name because he's got this beard here. Now, of course, he's not well, I guess he is an actual dragon.
Yeah.
Any of the dragons you see in like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or How to Train Your Dragon, which I've never seen, but I assume has lots of dragons in it.
I'm sure it is.
As everyone at home who follows us knows, me and Depeche don't watch lots of movies.
Nope.
We are not hip to it, I guess.
Not very hip.
No, but this is what a real dragon's like, and they don't breathe fire and they don't fly, but they do have beards. He's got this beard here, and it's covered with these sharp-looking
Wow.
scales, and he uses that for display. So when he's feeling maybe like he wants to intimidate, or he wants to impress a girl, he can inflate that beard. He can even turn it. And
He's on the move.
He's on the move, and he's making a mess. They tell you never to work with live animals in the movies.
Yeah.
This is why. So he's got that beard. He can inflate it. He can.
Whoa.
And he's also, and he can inflate that. He can turn it black. He can head bob to really try and intimidate somebody. And he's also right now showcasing how a bearded dragon goes to the bathroom.
Oh!
That's what he's doing right now.
Oh my goodness,
We're gonna give him a second to do that. You never want to disturb someone when they're in the middle of that. Even if it's especially a dragon. I
No,
would think.
no.
So that's a special treat for everybody at home.
Some poop for the morning.
Some morning poop from our bearded dragon. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So we're gonna let him finish that. Like I said, they come from eastern Australia.
How fast is he?
How fast is he? So when he was walking there, he could run a little bit fast. I mean, he's certainly not going to outrun a person or anything like that. They rely more on their intimidation abilities with that to
I don't know if we should give him
inflate
some-
that beard and turn it dark and really open that mouth and maybe even hiss to scare off predators. But he's actually not very aggressive or dangerous. And actually, if they're feeling not aggressive or they have a big bearded dragon like Turbo and you have a smaller bearded dragon, the smaller one, when they're feeling submissive, say, hey, Turbo, I see you're a big, strong bearded dragon, so you're in charge. What they do is they actually do a slow wave with their
slow
front
wave.
foot. So if you
Okay.
ever see a bearded dragon doing a slow wave with their front foot, that means like, okay, you're bigger and tougher than I am.
Okay.
And look-
Hey,
yep.
hey, buddy. Oh,
And look at
yeah, there we go.
that's a
Oh, he
wonderful
does.
mess he's made. And we're gonna
I
bring
think he's
him
like
over
after
here.
me, or he doesn't like the camera.
So we might as well do the full cycle here. So we've gone to the bathroom. Maybe we'll do some food here.
Food is good.
Yeah, let's try and feed him. And on the menu today, he's an omnivore.
Just if you guys
So
want to
they
see.
eat- They eat small.
Just if you wanna
we know,
see.
We know that the Depeche always likes to give you guys
There you go.
the poop shots.
Look at that. Look at that.
So bearded dragons are omnivores, which means they eat plants, small rodents, insects, and today on the menu, we're gonna try and give them a tomato hornworm. Let's see.
Oh, tomato hornworm.
We gotta make more.
Wait. Oh.
Oh, likes that. All right.
Oh, that is.
We got a few more tomato hornworms. You get a good look at our tomato hornworms. They're funky looking.
Oh my goodness, this is
I'm using
incredible.
These are tongs,
Um,
and that's because we want to be able to feed him. But he does have little teeth, so nope, he doesn't want this.
doesn't want that one.
We got a couple other delicious options here.
Hey, bud. So why is he golden, and what does the beard feel like?
All right. Well, first I'm going to try and feed him one of these crickets.
By the way, you're welcome for the poop shot. For those of you saying thank you.
Grab these crickets are. Grab these little tongs.
Wow, look
All
at
right, let's
that.
see if we can get
Oh,
him to eat
crickets.
this cricket.
Crickets.
Cricket.
Come on,
cricket
snack time.
No.
Snack. No.
He literally looks like he's putting his nose up to it.
Oh, he's feeling it. I think he's moving his eyes.
Nope, he's
No.
not feeling it right now. I'm sorry. So what were those questions before we?
Why is he golden, and what does the beard feel like? Yeah, that was it.
All right. So he's golden. This is a very common color for bearded dragons. They come in a variety of browns and golds and things like that, especially because they're popular in the pet trade. So people breed them for all different colors. So, but they're naturally a pretty brown or tan looking color. Remember, where they come from is dry areas where there's sand and rocks and dry trees. So that's probably a good camouflage. As far as how he feels, so he looks really spiny, but if anyone's ever actually touched a bearded dragon, you'll know that they're kind of floppy. So I'm probably would feel uncomfortable to bite, and we're not going to try. But as
Yeah.
far as to hold, he feels rough, but not sharp in any way. And he's showing off. Guess why we call him Turbo? Because he does not want to just hang out. He's all loaded up. He's got that poop out, and he's loaded up on tomato hornworm.
Yeah.
Now he looks like he's using my hands as a hammock.
Yep. Now he's just chilling. So we went through the whole lifestyle of it. He pooped. He ate. He's
Yep.
sleeping.
Yeah, we did. We did the whole digestive, the life of a bearded dragon here, in a matter of minutes. And
Wow.
now he's gonna
Now he's just gonna chill.
just kind of relax. We getting any questions from everybody at home?
How long has he been at Liberty Science Center?
How long has he been? So I actually don't know the answer to that question. I know he's about 7 years old.
7 years
and he's
old.
certainly been here for a while. So, if not his entire life, I'd say nearly his entire life. We don't breed bearded dragons here, so he was not hatched here. So he's a lizard, so he hatched out of an egg. But so he was not hatched here.
Oh, we're getting some good questions. Okay, so first one, I'm gonna keep 3 in mind. What are the holes on his face?
Oh, you have those same holes in your head. So if you
What?
go to the side of your head and look around, you'll find a big hole on each side, and they're called your ears.
Those
So
are his ears?
Those are his ears. Of course, he doesn't
Wow.
have fleshy things around him like we do, but those are his ears.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And you can always tell because some
Oh, now you might want
lizards
to see.
have no legs, so there's such a thing as legless lizards. Obviously, he's not one of those. He's been showing off those legs.
Mm-hmm.
But a good way to ever tell if something is a snake or it's a legless lizard is if it has ears, it's a lizard,
Mm-hmm.
and if it doesn't, it's a snake.
Interesting. How long do they live for in the wild?
About 6 years.
About 6 years. Oh,
About
so
6
he's
He's another
Lasted a
great
little
example
longer, yeah.
of that he's living a very long, healthy life here. So he's about 7. And you can see that he's doing plenty healthy here. He's eating his hornworms, having no trouble moving around.
we're getting to 1. How does he trust you so much? And 2, do they shed?
So I'll do them in reverse. So they do shed. They don't shed like snakes though, so they don't come out in one big long piece. He kind of sheds it in chunks and pieces.
Okay.
He has not shed recently though, because we could see that we don't have any pieces of shed still stuck to him, but they do shed. As far as why does he trust me? Well, he's one of our education animals, so when we're open and having lots of our wonderful guests come and join us, he's one of the animals that we take out to meet our guests. So he's very, very used to being around people. He's very, very used to being held. And we work with all of our animals a lot in order to get them comfortable like that. We don't take out any animals that are uncomfortable. Some of them we even work with for months and months and months before our public ever gets a chance to meet them, because we want to make sure they're comfortable first. So he trusts me, or in the sense he's just very comfortable. This is no big thing to him. It's another day for him, pooping and everything.
Cool. So, how can you tell if it's male or female?
How can you tell if it's male or female? It's
Just
actually
by looking at it.
Yeah, it's not really that easy to tell on a bearded dragon just by looking at him if they're male or female. So the reason why I know he's male is because somebody at some point did a test and determined he's male. So there's tests you can do, but they're not really easy to just look at and know that he's a male or a female. So when males and females look very different for an animal, there's something called sexually dimorphic, which means that they look different. So if you think of, say, we can think of, how about like a peacock?
Right.
So you have a peacock and a peahen, and you can look at them and quickly tell which one's the boy and which one's the girl. So they are sexually dimorphic. But lots of animals aren't. And he would be one that it would be probably kind of hard to tell just by looking at him really, really closely to be able to tell if he was a male or a female. But I do know that he is a male.
Does his tail regrow if it's damaged? And I think this could be a last question.
Okay, so it does not. So we met our tegu a couple weeks ago, our tegu lizard, and he had a tail that if he was able to drop it and he could grow it back, right? So that's a special ability called, we're using lots of big vocab words today, caudal autonomy.
What?
And bearded dragons
I don't
do
even know.
not have caudal autonomy.
Okay.
So if he was to lose his tail, he would not be able to grow it back. That's not an adaptation he has. He relies more on his ability to camouflage and give those really great threat displays to make it known. He might not be a good snack.
All right, I think we can move on to our
We're
next.
good, all right. So we're
Yep.
going to say goodbye to Turbo. He left us all kinds of wonderful presents here.
Yep. Just if you guys missed it, here's some more poop cam right
Poop
there.
Cam.
Yep. Just so you know. As we're moving on to our next and final animal, I believe.
Yes, we're going to go meet our final animal. Get myself washed up here. So, and before we do that, we gotta get serious here with everybody back home. This might be a good time. Should we get the close up?
Let's do the close up.
Actually, with the haircut, it's probably better if you move back. We'll forget the close up. But I just want to thank everybody. Liberty Science Center is a non-for-profit. We really rely on the donations. Even No matter how big or small, everything helps to be able to provide STEM programs like the one you're seeing right now, and also to care for all the animals, especially while we're closed. So I want to thank everybody who, especially our members and everybody who has donated. Thank you so much. It's because of you that we get to keep doing this. And if anyone's wondering how they too can donate, you can do so at any time on lsc.org/donate. And thank you all so much. But now that we got the serious part out of the way, we do have one more animal for everyone. So let's go back over here.
Let's go see this.
A lot of our every week viewers,
Whoa.
I'm sure, recognize our arena. And I'm going to try to talk really loud because I'm going to be on the other side of the glass here. And for a lot of you, you know this is where we like to show off some of our mammals. And we have one of our mammals today.
Okay, so let me know if you can't hear Fred. We'll try and change this up a little bit.
I'm going to come out over here so you can meet him first.
Oh!
And we have one of our rats. And his name is Volt.
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 Turbo Volt.
Volt. And he is, and I know he's not doing a good job of showing it, but he is a brown rat. And brown rats actually have lots of names. Brown rat, Norway rat. None of them are necessarily accurate because, as you can see, they're not always necessarily brown.
Yep.
They're not from Norway. They're actually originally from Central Asia. They can be found pretty much everywhere now. Almost everywhere except Antarctica. And they can come in a variety of colors. They're super highly adaptable.
Wow.
And they're also very intelligent and have great memories and a lot of agility. So we're actually gonna do something. We're gonna try something here. You'll see in our arena, we have set up
That's the arena.
some hurdles.
Hurdles.
So we want to see if Volt can do some hurdles. All
Wait,
right?
are we, is this Rat Olympics?
This is, we're doing a little rat Olympics here.
Yes.
So let's see. So I'm going to put him down, and what we want is him to jump over each hurdle and
All
go
right.
inside the box.
Usain Bolt, watch some
Ready?
Volt.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
All right.
Usain Bolt.
And go.
Not feeling it.
Well,
Not feeling it. Whoa, he did one. He did one.
He skipped over. Let's give that another shot here. Let's give that another shot.
Giving another shot.
All right.
Practice. He's probably like stretching his legs out a little bit.
Yeah, we might.
Probably not done this in a while.
A little too far apart. All right. Let's try it again. And. Yep.
Whoa, oh. Not feeling the exercise today, huh?
Give him a second. All right. Let's try.
I'm giving him a second.
One more time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
And he gets it.
He did it.
He gets a treat.
So, how did he do that?
How did he do that? Well, we run a program here called our Rat Olympics, and doing the hurdles is one of the agilities we show our rats doing. I did not just put him down and he magically did that. They go through months and months of training to build up to do this. They might first get trained to put their paws up on a hurdle, then they get shown how to go over one hurdle, then multiple until we can get to do.
Oh, yep.
Good job.
There you go.
Yep. And he's looking for. I'm sure he's looking for a treat. I know, because you did it. There you go. I know. I need to be faster than that.
Yeah.
That was not a good job by me.
I mean,
but they get positive reinforcement, so we never force any of our animals to do anything they don't want.
Yep, and
so
you saw
can
a
see
good
he's
example
getting
of
a
it.
treat. He's never being punished ever for not doing what we want him to do. But when he does get a treat. Let's see if we can get him to do it.
Let's do it from this side. Whoa! Yes!
Oh,
Looking for that treat.
yeah, well, he needs to go in the box. You want him to go in.
Okay, so we're doing this one more time.
And I also think we've reached a point of diminished return this at some point. Where he might not want to do it anymore. Well, let's try going this way.
Let's go in reverse.
And then we've got some toys for Volt. We'll just put some toys out for him. All right, here we go. Let's try going the other way.
I got this. You got this, Volt. Yes, yes, in the box.
Great
Woohoo!
job, my Bolt.
And that's an awesome picture. It came straight up the hole.
All right,
So you were.
did a great job. We're gonna not do any more of his hurdles, but let's put out. We've got some fun enrichment items that he might like to play around in here.
Nice. So, question, you were clicking. What does the
Yes.
clicking do?
So that's essentially it's a bridge. So the idea being that the click is kind of a reinforcement that helps him connect the behavior then with the positive reinforcement, the treat. So we want to make sure that he is connecting all the dots, that he's realizing, hey, I did what they wanted me to do, they liked what I did, and now I'm getting a treat for it.
Okay.
Like I said, we never ever force our animals to ever do anything they don't want to do. All of our training is always positive reinforcement. They are never, ever, ever punished for not doing what we want them to do.
Very cool.
So he's a brown rat. They have amazing abilities. He's a full-grown rat. Oh, now he's just
Now he
doing
wants to do the hurdles now.
anyway.
All right.
So they have amazing agility, incredible abilities that have really allowed them to spread themselves all around the world. Highly adaptable. They can live in just about every environment. Their skeletons are so flexible that they can fit through any crack or hole that's wider than half an inch,
Whoa.
which is really amazing. They have amazing abilities to survive in dry environments. They can actually survive it. We'll give them another treat. You've been doing such a great job there, Bolt. I'll let you, if you want to come on this side so you can see him eat. How he likes to hold those treats. They can actually survive without water longer than a
Hey,
camel.
buddy. Oh, wow. So,
Very intelligent animals. They have a really strong memory.
so I've always been curious about this. Is Volt the same species as the awesome New York subway rats that we see in the trains?
So the rats that you typically see are either black rats or brown rats, usually brown rats. So the answer is yes.
Okay.
The rats that you might unfortunately see in, say, a subway or maybe unwanted.
Whoa. Put it down. Look. That's awesome. He really wants to get what is in there?
He's got some little treats in there. He's deciding he really wants to go through, or he's going to figure out that there's a way bigger hole that he could go through. So those are brown rats. Of course, our Volt here, we didn't go out and just catch a rat and bring him in. But the rats you do see are brown rats. They've spread around the world a couple hundred years ago is really when they started spreading. They originally came from Central Asia. And
Yes.
by there, he's got it figured
There's
out.
the big
and by by early 1800s, they had spread all over Europe and were already entering the New World, the Americas.
All right.
And that's really amazing if you think he's only about 1.5 2 foot long rodent, spread all around the globe
He's
in
in there.
essentially 200 years. Part of that is because of their amazing ability to breed. So
Okay.
one pair of brown rat can create 2,000 descendants in 1 year.
What?
1 year.
That's
So they
That's why there's
have
so many of them.
relatively large litters of up to a dozen or so normally. They a female rat can have up to 12 litters a year.
oh man.
They can have litters of their own and at only about 9 months of age.
Oh.
So they can spread very, very quickly. It's an amazing adaptation. And another incredible adaptation for rodents in general and why they are arguably the most successful group of mammals is their amazing teeth. So I think everybody knows that rats and rodents love to gnaw and chew. And they do that because it helps keep their incisors, their front teeth, really sharp. which is a really great adaptation. Wears down the enamel because their teeth never stop growing. In fact, a rodent-like volt here, his teeth grow 5 inches a year.
5 inches?
5 inches. So you would think,
That's
well, that can't be
incredible.
possible. He wouldn't be able to close his mouth. Well,
Yeah.
that's why they're constantly chewing and wearing down those teeth. They keep them really, really sharp so that their entire lives they have really powerful, sharp teeth.
Wow, that is amazing.
Like I said, he can squeeze through any hole or crack that's about wider than half an inch. They've even been known, brown rats have even been known to survive falls of up to 50 feet.
Oh, wow.
Which
Okay.
is that'd be a long way for us.
That is a
You think about that,
long
he's only about,
way.
1.5 feet long, and he's able to do that.
So this is a nice question, and we're reaching towards the end. Why is his tail not covered in fur?
Oh, but that is a great
That
question.
is a very good question.
So the tail gets used for a lot of things. You may have noticed it when he was doing the hurdles. They use it for balance. They might use it for communication with other rats. But they also use it to help get rid of heat, excess heat, because rats, like him, don't sweat.
Okay.
So he can't sweat. So one of the ways he helps to get rid of heat is that bare skin on that long tail helps him to get rid of heat. You could think of maybe the ears on a big elephant, or even our macaw earlier, Mickey. You might have noticed he has no feathers on his cheeks,
Right.
and that's another place where he likes to get rid of heat. So that's one of the ways that a rat helps to keep themselves from getting too hot, is by letting the heat go through their tail.
That's incredible. Which is better, eyesight or smell for rats?
For rats, I mean, their sense, really both are pretty decent. His sense of smell, though, is tremendous. So he's got really great sense of smell, but he can see. It's not like he's blind or nearly blind or anything like that. He's not like a mole or something like that. So he certainly can see pretty well, but of course his sense of smell is very, very powerful. And they also really like attention. He really
Loves
likes
attention. Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
he loves the attention. That's another really great positive
Loves cuddling.
reinforcement. He's doing a really great job for us today.
Getting a massage on the back of his neck.
He does enjoy that. Our rats here, again, just like our bearded
So
dragon,
cute.
are very used to working around people and being around people, and they really, really connect. Oh, and he's showing off his clamming ability now.
All right.
Coming out of the arena. But I think we're going to put Volt away.
Yep.
All right, so goodbye to Volt.
There he is.
All right, and he'll be going back to where he normally spends his time. He's got a huge cage in the back, but we're a huge enclosure in the back. So once again, thank you all so much for joining us today for our animal update. But guess what? Next Wednesday, 11 a.m., we're going to be back. We're going to be checking out some more animals. It'll be me, it'll be Depeche, it'll be Mickey. We're going to get to check out some other animals. Thank you all so much for joining us. Everybody at home, stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see all of you in a week. Thank you again, everybody, and stage freeze.
All right. Thank you, guys.